welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we are going to talk about one of my favorite places in the city, and that is Bluebird Gap Farm. My guests are Adam Newland, welcome.
Thank you.
And Meigel. The goat guy. I'm supposed to call you the goat guy, right?
The goat guy is preferred.
Yeah.
So this is a place that is beloved in Hampton and really, the region. It's just the go-to place for people who like animals, for little kids. It's just such a warm and wonderful place. What makes it so special?
Well, I appreciate that you already know that it's an amazing place, which is really great. I think it's the whole package really is what makes it special. You can come, it's just a nice, safe, fun place, free admission, which is always great for everybody. Not really any pressure, and you can explore the grounds because we have 60 acres.
I have not done enough of that.
I know. So next time you're around, just come find me, and I'll give you a little tour. So there's a lot of stuff you can explore. There's a lot of animals you can meet, which is obviously my favorite part. Mm-hmm. And there's a giant playground, and we're always working towards improving and doing more. Our focus for this year is going to be, including more signage, doing a lot more educating. And that's one reason I brought Nick today is because he's one of our go-to pop-up animal educators. And so he likes to take some of the animals and we'll bring them out of the habitats. We train them to be comfortable and stuff, and then we'll meet the guests and everything. And having those experiences is really magical for the kids especially, but even for adults.
That's great. Well, one of the other things I think that makes it so special is the generational aspect of it. Like everyone can remember coming there with their kids and their grandkids, and you have a story to tell about that, Nick. You went as a child, right?
I did. I actually started going when I was really, really little, and I didn't know if it was Bluebird or Blueberry. I think that's a curse that sticks to this day. Some people actually call us Blueberry Gap Farm. But I just got really fascinated by really everything there, but especially the goats. And I would just give them all kinds of attention, and I'd want to spend just most of my time there hanging out with all the goats and things like that. And when I got a little bit older and I was looking to do some volunteer work, this was the first place that came to mind. And Adam was, very helpful in helping me develop skills and things like that. And I was always interested in education, and I was always interested in goats. So naturally, something he kind of inclined me to do when I could would be to do educational programs with the goats. And so he said that on those days, it's going to be great that we know we're going to have a goat guy. And when I actually went on staff, he actually put on my locker goat guy instead of my actual name.
So what is it about goats that you are interested in or that connects with people?
So at first, I think it was just something really simple that I thought they were really cute. But then I got really interested in their history with people. They've been one of our longest domesticated animals in history, probably or possibly the first anyway. And there's just so many uses for them. You can get fibers from them to make cashmere. Milk is just, everyone knows about goat milk and goat cheese. It's really going up lately.
Yeah.
And they make great companions. They're extremely social. Some studies are showing recently that they might be as smart as dogs. They definitely communicate with me a lot. Like when my goats want something, they look at me, they look back at the thing they want, and they look at me. They're telling me. There's no way around that.
You're supposed to be training the animal, You're not supposed to have the animal train you.
No, dogs always train us.
Yeah,
my dog has
me
trained.
Yep.
That's, kind of the way it is. Well, I know we want to talk more about the farm, but can we meet a goat?
We can. We actually brought one of our animal residents, Apollo, with us today.
Yep.
And this is the first time being on camera for Apollo. So he may be shy. He may be excited.
Well, he's got to come up the stair. That's going to be a little tricky for him.
There we go. Let's go ahead and get Apollo.
I should have a treat for you, shouldn't I?
Oh, we should.
We should.
Do you want me to go ahead and grab the treats for him real quick?
Sure, go grab that.
Yeah, he would like me better, I think,
Yeah.
if I had a treat.
Yeah, you can build relationships with them. A lot of our goats, especially with staff, because we're there so often, they will run up to the fence line for us, and that's
Just
true
be
for the
careful.
horses and the
He's a little
cows and
crumbly.
everything.
But he
Okay.
certainly likes it.
Hello, Apollo.
And
Oh, he's watching you. You're right.
all of the animals really have their own personalities. So one of the funny things about Apollo here is that he keeps himself extremely clean. So even when it's the really worst mud ever at the park and we're all covered, all the animals, all the staff, we're just all mud covered, he still is bouncing around the pasture looking perfect. And I don't know what it is, but for some reason he just always
just
wants
a
to be
little
clean.
prissy,
So,
right?
yeah.
So my recollections, when my kids were little, I went more, and also when I can import a child, a friend's child, it works well. But they come right up to the fence. They're so friendly. They're also, they're a little smaller than the horse and the llama and stuff, so they're a little more kid eye level.
Yeah, and I think one of the magical things about Bluebird is we do have such a variance of animals. So if you come your first time in, you're actually going to get a chance to interact with some of these goats because they're very people-oriented and they're very happy to come meet. And some of them literally would run up to the fence just for a pet from a brand new person, which is great. Or if you come every day, like we have one visitor that comes at least 4 times a week, and his favorite animal is Simon the donkey. And the donkey loves this guy. And he's not on staff or anything, but he just has spent that much time and built that relationship with the animal. And so Simon runs over the fence line, gets some love. And it's really good for everybody. So it really kind of helps you relax to hang out with animals for a little bit, and you can kind of de-stress.
There are medical studies about that it does help you de-stress. That companion animals or just being around, well, also being outdoors.
Yeah.
It tends to help,
yeah.
period. But especially with animals. So what kind of animals do you have these days? And you have more goats. I was going to say than anything, but it might not be true because of the chickens.
We have a lot of goats. We have a lot of sheep as well. So we kind of cover a wide range of livestock, horses and cows and pigs and all that sort of stuff. We are doing a lot of work to update a lot of habitats. So it is on the visitor. We want you guys to actually explore the place and seek out. So, we want you to know Apollo and understand what he's all about, and try to make friends with him and stuff like that. Same thing for all the other animals. We also have emu, which are the big birds that some people are terrified of. I tend to really like them. So just like goat guy Nick actually does a lot of the goat training, I do some of the emu training, and that's one of the things I do whenever I'm stressed out. And we also have a lot of waterfowl, so ducks and geese. We have a little show that one of our staff people does right now that you can help feed the waterfowl, which is really cool. Happens at 11. Most days she's working. And we have a couple birds of prey as well, so a hawk and an owl. And we're hoping, once we get all the habitats nice and modernized, we're going to try to get some more animal friends, hopefully. We do get pretty much all of our animals are rescues, so we take them in, give them a home, forever home, and we'll just kind of let them retire. So sometimes we get them young, like Apollo here. Sometimes they're older, like our horse Rain. So it's really a great place, and we really try to, just make it fun for everybody.
And in the spring, sometimes there's babies.
Sometimes we do get babies, and a lot of that depends on what the habitat's like and what our animal population is like and stuff like that. So we will sometimes have babies for sure. I'm not sure if we're going to get them this next year. We'll have to see. If I can get enough projects done, then we'll probably be looking for it. So it would be really fun.
That's great. Well, another thing is, the master gardeners are there now too, and so there's all of the plant education, and it's just this kind of well-rounded experience that people can have.
Yeah, that's the goal. For the last few years, we've been really trying to just make it a really well-rounded park where it's going to serve a purpose for almost anybody that walks in. And so if you love animals, you're going to gravitate right to that. But we do have the Master Gardeners, and they are just amazing with their wealth of knowledge, first and foremost. So a lot of times I'll get visitors that come and want to ask me a question about some tree disease or something that they have going on, and I'm like, if you ask me some native wildlife questions, I'm your guy, but actually, let's go talk to the Master Gardeners. So we usually get them to help us out, and they do a wonderful job over there. They're kind of back in the corner, so we want to make sure everybody goes and actually seeks them out, because it's pretty beautiful. They've got it. It's a small area, but it looks just about as pretty as the Norfolk Botanical Garden. I mean, it's great, and it's all free, which is really cool.
And the original concept was, kids today probably haven't seen a farm. People are not, at least in this area, obviously in rural parts of Virginia it might be completely different, but most of us have not milked a cow. I did once. Didn't go well, cow wasn't that happy, but I gave it my best shot. But it allows people to also learn about the past. And you have the antique farm equipment, you have more modern stuff. I mean, you know, it's really such a cool place. And you all are making it cooler right now. Tell us some of the improvements.
Well, we've got a lot of big projects going on. Probably the biggest is that we have a brand new bathrooms that are coming on. They're getting pretty close to done, so it should be happening probably in a few weeks. They'll actually be open, and that's really huge. And I just really appreciate the city has really been supportive of the park and has been willing to invest in us, which has been great. And that's what I love about working for Hampton is that it doesn't matter how high you go up the chain, and every now and then I have big problems that have to go up pretty high. Everybody cares. Everybody cares. Everybody wants to make the citizens have a great life, and that's really cool. So that makes me motivated to do the best I can. So we have those big bathrooms coming on. We just recently completed our 2 new tortoise habitats. So they're these giant habitats where our 2 species of tortoise can roam around and do a lot of natural behaviors, and people can really see them, interact with them and stuff like that. And we've got a lot of fencing, so our shoulders are really sore now because we've been doing fencing nonstop. We're almost done with that. And we have a couple of cool things that we're trying to get done soon for the antique barn, so look for those updates as well soon.
All right, and I do want to remind people, this has been, by an online site or a magazine for kids, ranked as one of the top petting zoos in the country, not just in Virginia, but in the country, because it's just got such personality, you know?
Yeah, it was really great to see that. One of the big goals is try to get us to be, instead of just everybody in Hampton liking us, we want to be more regional. And it was great to see that magazine recognizing us, and you know, the staff people like Nick working really hard, because we work really hard. We're very passionate. We want to do everything we can to make everybody have a good time and make the animals very happy. And it's great to see that.
Apollo looks very happy.
He's very happy right now.
He's always content.
And we really want to keep that going. So I think a big part of that is people doing online reviews for us and telling us that, you know, hey, we love all the changes. You guys are working so hard. We really appreciate it. And that really helps to get our name out to those people. And, you know, ultimately, obviously, we're free admission. We're not trying to make any money. The City of Hampton has always been about keeping us free admission, which is really great. And the whole goal is just to increase animal knowledge, increase ecology knowledge, be a really fun place for people to visit. So it's, you know, the more people to come, the better, because it's just a good positive influence for pretty much everybody.
Okay, and your parking was expanded recently. I mean, more people can fit in there at the same time.
We do have better parking, a little bit expanded. Because we've gotten cooler and cooler, that's also getting a little tight sometimes now. So, you know, bear with us. We're just popular. It's okay. And so we're going to keep on expanding. The new bathrooms are going to be a really big deal, because that's just a lot better. Better for school groups. We get a lot of school groups that come in and want to do that. And again, this year we're going to be focusing on education, so we're hoping to do a lot more signage and actually get the information out there.
All right, and you keep people up to date on what's going on at the farm. Don't you have a Facebook account?
I have a Facebook account that we manage. Nick and I are some of the ones that really do it. So a lot of times, if it's a really funny joke, that's the one that I did. So if you laugh a lot, those are the ones I did, of course. Nick takes a lot of pictures whenever any of the staff are out in the field and we're working with the animals and they do something funny. We try to get pictures and we'll turn them in. Whenever I have time, I'll try to make a nice Facebook post and keep everybody updated. Which is pretty fun. And we got, I think, 16,000 followers right now. So keep it going. That's pretty good. And it's a good way to see what's going on. So we always put next events and stuff on there, things like that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming by. Apollo, I appreciate your coming by today as well.
He's being a little coy.
And I will come visit you at the farm.
Thanks so much.
I hope you will come visit Apollo at the farm, and everyone else, all the other animals and the humans as well. It is a wonderful place to go. You don't have to borrow a child from any of your friends. You can just go as an adult and act like a child and have a good time. Thanks for watching.